Alrighty, guys, if you don't know who I am, my name. Oh, I forgot the hello, hello, hello. But if you don't know who I am, my name is Shook. I make videos for NBA. I make videos for NFL. All those videos go on this subreddit called DF Sports with one S, as you can see here. You can find my posts. My username is shook underscore dash. I make updates with all of the news that comes out. People talk strategy here. I answer all of your guys' questions. Really great place to be if that is something that you are interested in. And if you ever need to get a hold of me, you can get a hold of me through Reddit Messenger, or you can get a hold of me on Twitter at Tori Langley1992. So let's go over my lineup from tonight, or my lineups. I played two lineups. I mean, it was an okay night, I guess. It was an alright night. I think it was, it was okay. It was just fine. Fine night. It was just an okay night. Just an okay night. But yeah, let's take a look at them. So we'll go over my shit lineup that I put together. So I went with Josh Giddey, Terrence Mann, Kendrick Williams, Darius Baisley, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Mike Conley, Malik Beasley, and Demontez Sabonis. And then let's go over my main lineup that I put together. This lineup consisted of Terrence Mann, Joshua Giddey, Aaron Wiggins, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Demontez Sabonis, Isaiah Joe, excuse me guys, Lou Dort, and Mike Conley. So, oh my god, I have to I don't know what's going on. The core that I had for today was Terrence Mann smash, Josh Giddey smash, Giannis Antetokounmpo smash, Mike Conley smash. I also had Lou Dort core, but I got off it. I told everyone I wanted Mike Conley was a priority for me today, so I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna make Mike Conley core. I had Dort core over Mike Conley, but swapped to Conley. So yeah, I mean, 5 straight profitable days for me. You see what happens when no one gets injured in my lineups? Do you see? Do you see what happens when no one gets injured? It's absolutely insane. Absolutely insane what happens when I actually have normal variance. If Discord is something you are interested in, I will have a link to that below, where we are absolutely destroying NBA slates. Really good day there for Bama. Let's keep it going. $1 into $15. That's a pretty good ROI. Let's keep going. Bama with the second place for $400. Flynn with a nice night. What is this? Like $20 into $300. Purple with a good min cash. Vishy with the min cash. That's my other lineup. This talk cast with Grant Williams somehow. Absolutely brutal. Meow with a good day. Break even day. Burrito with the 8x day. Nice job here. That's a really good ROI. Holy fucking shit. God damn. Soder with $250 into $800. Default with $7 into almost $100. Big Dick Cam with $55 into over $1,200. Mr. Chunky with what? $9 into like $300. Another Bink for Bama. Like, what is going on here? $5 into $130. Just crazy, crazy shit. So if that is something you're interested in, where I post in-depth content, player pools, private videos, I'll have a link to that down below. So let's go over the slate. So it's a 12-game slate, so we're going to get through this quick. I'm not going to go over why I like each player. We're just going to go over who I like. Not going to go into too much detail. We can't have this video being 100 hours long. So let's get to it. Memphis at Charlotte. So it's a really good matchup here for Memphis. Sorry about the mic moving in and out, but We do have Desmond Bain back, so John Morant just a tournament only play. I think with Desmond Bain back, that definitely kills his ceiling. I think Desmond Bain at 6.7K. I think he's probably going to play around 30 minutes. Has a ceiling if he's hitting his shots. Jaren Jackson Jr. I'm very intrigued by for GPPs. This is a matchup where he could absolutely nuke the slate, so I think Jaren is a pretty good GPP only play. Dylan Brooks, no thank you with Bane back. I think Steven Adams looks really good going up against this Charlotte team. We don't have Brandon Clark, so Steven Adams is probably going to have to play over 30 minutes. It's a phenomenal matchup, so I do think Steven Adams is a very good play at 5.4K. Probably not going to get to anyone else. Ty's probably out of play with Bane back. Yeah, I think my favorite play is definitely Steven Adams on the Memphis side. Going over Charlotte, so it's a tough spot here going up against Memphis. So LaMelo Ball, nothing more in the tournament only option for me. I think Terry Rozier is okay. I think my favorite plays once again are going to be the front court. PJ Washington, Mason Plumlee have honestly been their two most consistent players outside of LaMelo Ball. I think both have been overproducing. We don't have Gordon Hayward. He is considered doubtful. So I think the minutes are just much more secure for those two. I think they're fine to plays in the mid-range. We're probably going to get Jalen McDaniels starting. Probably going to have to play huge minutes as well. I think he categorizes for me as a pretty good value play. So I think that's it for Charlotte. Once again, guys, we're going to try to move through this quickly. Phoenix at Cleveland, tough spot here. I mean, Phoenix has been god awful with Devin Booker. Without Devin Booker, tough matchup here. Chris Paul's been awful too. Like, fine if you want to go there, be my guest. Okay. Ayton, don't love the matchup against Allen. Bridges, no thank you. I think it's just Chris Paul for me at the top, and that's it. So on the Cleveland side, we have Darius Garland doubtful. We have Evan Mobley questionable. We'll go over it both ways. So if Darius Garland or if Evan Mobley is in, I think Mitchell's a fine play. I think he's definitely going to be a little bit over-owned after this amazing performance. He put up the most points, real life points, out of anyone since Kobe Bryant, since 2006, which is absolutely crazy. But if he was going to be like normally owned tomorrow and like low owned, yeah, I would like him. But he's going to be way over owned after that. So I think it makes for a good fade in GPPs. Jared Allen, if Mobley's in, no thank you. Mobley himself, no thank you. That would probably take me off Kevin Love as well. Karis LeVert, I think, will be a solid play at 5.5K. I think with Garland out in the minutes he's playing, he needs to be more to that 6K price tag. So like the Vert, if assuming Garland doesn't play, would prefer Mobley to be out as well, but he's still fine if Mobley's in. And then, I think with no Garland, Chetty Osman's still gonna have to play a decent amount. I think is an okay value play, but if Mobley's out, then Mitchell gets a boost. Allen would be fine. Kevin Love would still be way too cheap at 5.7K. Would really like Kevin Love. It's just too cheap. He should be like 6.5 to 7K when he's starting and playing that many minutes. LeVert would get a boost. He would be fine. But I think Chetty Osman here played 36 minutes last game. He's a guy that can pretty much do it all. Good fantasy point producer as well. If I knew Chetty Osman was going to play 36 minutes tomorrow at 3.9K, I would he might be in my lineup. Like, I would strongly consider it. So I think he's a good tournament GPP play. I was looking at a tweet. If Mobley and Garland are out. So I think that's it for Cleveland. Let's move on to Oklahoma City. So, I mean, it's a good spot here. We don't know if SGA is going to be playing or not, so we'll go over it both ways. If SGA is in, I think SGA looks good at sub 10K, in a good matchup. Both teams play fast. Giddy, I think, is just an okay mid-range option, and then I'd probably be off everyone else. But if SGA is out, you guys know what to do. Like, Giddy looks amazing. Lou Dort would be a solid play. Jalen Williams would be a good play. Like, they would all look pretty good to me. Kendrick Williams start the 5 tonight. If he starts again, he would be a good value. They also started Aaron Wiggins at the 4. If he starts again, would like him for value. And then I would really like Trey Mann off the bench. He's blowout proof. He'll probably play, 20, 25 minutes in a close game. Going to be productive when he's on the court. I think he would be a pretty good value play. So potentially a lot to like here with Oklahoma City Thunder again. Regarding like Isaiah Joe and stuff like that, I don't think we would have to go there on this 12-game slate, but We'll see. We'll see what value opens up. I'll keep you guys updated on the subreddit, and then if you're in Discord, I'll keep you updated as well. So, it's a good matchup here for Orlando, but not much, man. Banchero has not played well enough to warrant me going to him at this price tag, which makes him always in play for GPPs because other people are thinking that. So he's always going to be low owned. Like, I'm not going to get the Fultz at that price. Wonder Car Jr.'s back, but I think he'll be on a limit, so hard to go there. If we get news he's not on a limit, I do like him going up against Oklahoma City. So keep an eye on that news, but there's just not much. You also have Gary Harris back, so not much for Orlando. Let's move on to Indiana. So tough matchup here against my Sixers. I don't like Halliburton in this matchup. I think Miles Turner is definitely interesting. I think people see a center going up against Embiid and they just completely stay away. But while Embiid has been very, very good defensively this year, he has not been the same rebounder. I believe the Sixers are the worst rebounding team in the league when Embiid's on the court. I want to say I feel like that's true. Someone fact check me on that, please. But Miles Turner, a guy that can do it all. He's a good defender. He can shoot some threes, and when bigs like this are shooting threes, Embiid definitely struggles. So I think Turner is still in play. I'm not going to get to anyone else though. On the Sixer side, I think it's a pace-up spot here for Embiid. I do like Embiid a lot for GPPs. James Harden, no thank you with Maxi back. Maxi is on a limit, hard to go there, and then I'm not going to get to anything else. Let's move on to the Spurs. We have Vassell, questionable. If he is in, Keldon, Vassell, Pirtle, Trey Jones, they're all just GPP only plays. Sochan, probably, I don't think I'd be able to go there. And then Romeo Langford would go back to the bench. He would be unplayable. But if Vassell's out in a tough spot, I think Keldon, Trey Jones are in play. The only issue here, they're not playing big minutes. Like they're not going to pass 34 minutes. So you really need them to be productive. But I think they'd be fine. I think Jakob Poeltl 5.9K minutes have been on an uptick, so I am interested. But not a standout play. Not like it's gross, man. Sochan would be in play if Vassell's out, but I don't love it. Richardson should play like 20-ish minutes off the bench, just another playable value. And then if Romeo Langford starts, just another playable value, but they're not going to be productive when they're on the court. Let's move on to the Knicks. So, phenomenal matchup here for the Knicks. No RJ Barrett. I still really like Randall at 10.5K. He's playing huge minutes. He's doing everything for this team. Does have triple double upside. He looks good. I think Jalen Brunson looks amazing at 7K. He played 39 minutes in his first game back. His price tag's too cheap in a really good matchup. Love Brunson tomorrow. Quickly, still played 36 minutes, which with Brunson back. At this price tag, he'll lose usage, so I think he's a little bit overpriced now. Quentin Grimes, no thank you. Mitchell Robinson at 5.7K, I think feels appropriately priced now. And then I don't think I'm going to go to anyone else. Let's move on to Milwaukee. So we do have Drew Holiday back. He was limited today and came off the bench. Assuming that's the case tomorrow, how do you not like Giannis? Like, how do you not like Giannis? I don't care that Toronto's a tough matchup. Giannis is completely matchup proof, and he just bulldozes his way through the paint and just goes for like 20 free throws a game. He had 15 for 16 in free throws today. That's absolutely insane for Giannis. So I do like Giannis a lot. Bobby Portis had a massive game tonight, but that's definitely an outlier. But that's the ceiling he has. But with Drew back, it's hard for me to go there. Bobby Portis went for like 175 fantasy points tonight. Feels like chasing, and then the value is just no, thank you. Everyone's healthy here for Toronto, so Siakam in a tough matchup. I don't like it. Fred VanVleet in a tough matchup. Did play 36 minutes back, but no thank you. Scotty Barnes, OG, just GPP only plays. I think my favorite play here for Toronto is going to be Gary Trent, who still played 40 minutes with Fred VanVleet back, but I think that's because he was playing extremely, extremely well. But when he's hitting his shots, he can get extended like that, and he can put up 50 fantasy point games. So I do think Trent's a solid play. And then I can't get to like Boucher. He'll be out of the rotation basically with Fred back. So for me, mainly it's, Siakam, Fred, fine tournament only plays, and then Trent, I think, looks solid. Brooklyn at Chicago, good matchup here. I like both the Brooklyn guys for GPPs. KD at 10K does seem a little bit too cheap. Kyrie at 8.8K has been very, very good of late. These two are going to lead the way offensively. It's a good spot against Chicago, so I do like both the main top two guys here for Chicago. Claxton has been playing extremely, extremely well of late. He honestly might make the case for being a top 10 center in the league by the end of the year, which is absolutely crazy to say. And that might sound crazy for even saying it, but I think he's perfectly fine. I do. Ben Simmons, his minutes have been up and down of late. If I knew he was going to play his normal 30 to 35 minutes, I would like him at sub 6K. So I think Ben Simmons is a good tournament play. We do have Royce back. We have Seth available now, and we have Joe Harris available. So TJ Warren probably out of play for me. Royce O'Neal, a guy that can get some rebounds, shoot some threes, 4.4K. I think that's fine. Seth Curry going to go back to the bench. Before, when he was playing off the bench, he was basically out of the rotation. So extremely, extremely risky play there. Let's move on to Chicago. So good spot against Brooklyn. I think the main three Chicago guys look pretty good in a good match. I think my favorite, once again, is going to be Zach LaVine. He has that shooting guard, shooting forward eligibility. So I do like LaVine. I think Vooch, DeRozan are solid plays as well. Patrick Williams more out there for his defense, but will play around 30 minutes, just an okay option. They started Ao, I believe, last game. If he continues to start, I think he's okay value. And then not much else. I always mention it, if you think Vooch gets into foul trouble, Andre Drummond is going to smash in that case. So if you think that happens, that's fine. Houston at Pelicans, not the best spot here, but Kevin Porter Jr.'s minutes have been very, very up of late. So I think he looks like a solid tournament play. Jalen Green, very up and down. Okay GPP play. Second at 5.7K. Once again, minutes all over the place, and he's always in foul trouble. I always like him for GPPs, though. Jabari Smith, I think, is too cheap at 4.8K. I keep saying it. Sound like a broken record. He should be like 5.5K. I think he plays close to 30 minutes. Guy that can stuff the stat sheet. Double upside. I think he looks good for value. Eric Gordon. You guys know the drill. Don't think I need to go over that. I think Kevin Porter Jr. looks good. Sengun looks good for GPPs. Jabari looks like a solid value. And who's ready to lose money with CJ McCollum tomorrow? Because every time I play this guy with the team to himself, he just busts. So I'm going to say, phenomenal matchup. Houston's been terrible against guards. I think CJ looks amazing at 8.2K. Love him. You guys know the headache with Jonas Valanciunas. Minutes all over the place, but I like the matchup a lot, so I like his ceiling here. And then this grouping of wings, like Herb Jones, Najee Marshall, Trey Murphy, I think all look good. Trey Murphy, definitely my favorite. He's the guy that's going to have the highest usage out of the three and probably shoot the ball a million times. Najee, definitely my second favorite, assuming he starts. If he doesn't start, definitely a lot riskier. And then Herb Jones, more out there for his defense, but they're going to need to rely on him a little bit more defensively. I think they all three look good, assuming all three start. Alvarado, I think, is solid off the bench as well. Probably should play, 20, 25 minutes. He'll be productive. Good defender, can get those defensive stats. So definitely some interest in Jose Alvarado. Let's move on to Portland. Good spot here. Dame sub K. Sign me up for some Dame in this matchup. Pace up spot. Both teams play fast. Damian Lillard's peripheral stats have been way, way up of late. I do like me some Dame. Jeremy Grant, no thank you. Simons, no thank you. Nurkic's probable, but who knows how many minutes he plays. Like, if I knew Nurk was going to play big minutes, I would have some interest, but the matchup isn't the best. Josh Hart, he'll play close to 40 minutes. Very, very safe play in the mid-range. Gary Payton's back, so that kind of muddies up the bench rotation. So, yeah. I think it's just Dame and Hart for me on Portland. Let's move on to Minnesota. So, no Cat. We have Nas questionable. We have D'Lo back, so Ant, I think, is appropriately priced at 9.4K. I think D'Lo is definitely my favorite play on this Minnesota team. Just they're running such a tight rotation. D'Lo, if the game stays close and he stays out of foul trouble, is going to play 35 plus minutes. Guy that can pretty much do it all, so I do like D'Lo. If Nas Reed is out, you can consider a guy like Kyle Anderson. You can consider a guy like Jaden McDaniels. Would prefer Nas to be out there. Jalen Noel is going to go back to that 20-ish minute role. Always in play because he has a high ceiling. And I think that's it for Minnesota. Let's move on to Detroit. I mean, this team is just stupid. Stop it, Casey. Stop with your dumb rotations. What are we doing? 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 Why is Diallo playing over 20 minutes? Why? Why is Kevin Knox in the rotation? Why? Why are you dusting off Corey Joseph? This is what I'll say. I like the ceiling on Bojan. I like the ceiling on Killian. I like the ceiling on Ivy. There is no Bagley, so I feel more comfortable with Jalen Duren's minutes, so I have some interest there. Alec Burks plays, 25-ish minutes off the bench. I have some interest there. Sadiq Bey, if I knew he was going to play, 25 plus minutes, I think he'd be solid, but who knows, man? Who knows? So phenomenal matchup here for the Warriors. I think Poole, Clay both look good. Don't have a favorite point per dollar, but I think both look good. I think Draymond's now priced appropriately, but always a super good cash game play. Dante, super safe as well. These two are always going to be good cash game plays. Looney, I think, is now appropriately priced. I feel like that's chasing if you want to go there. Anthony Lamb played 33 minutes off the bench. I think it's doable, but this game is definitely an outlier, but I think it's fine. Ty Jerome has been productive off the bench except for last game. Fine option. Not much really for the Warriors besides Poole, Clay both look good. Draymond, Dante safe. Lamb, Ty Jerome, fine values. Miami at Lakers, so it's a really good matchup. So I do have some interest in Butler, but outside of that, there's nothing. I will say Victor Oladipo, I believe with everyone healthy, has continued to play close to 30 minutes. Let me take a look at last game though. So we had Harrow, Caleb, Bam, Kyle Lowry, Jimmy Butler. Okay, who did he close over? He closed over Caleb Martin. Okay. Yeah. I mean, guards have been destroying the Lakers. He's gonna run that second unit, so I don't hate me some Victor Oladipo. I think that's perfectly fine actually. So yeah, I think Butler and Oladipo for me on the Miami side. So tough matchup here for the Lakers, but I mean LeBron's just doing everything. So I like LeBron. We'll have to monitor if West. Oh, he's probable, but not playing enough minutes. Tough matchup, hard to go there. Thomas Bryant against Bam. Nothing more than a tournament only play for me, and there's nothing else for me on the Lakers. This game looks really good to target. So phenomenal spot here for Atlanta. I like Trey. I like DeJounte Murray. They're still only tournament only plays, but I love their ceiling in this matchup. Just two teams that play extremely fast. Sacramento. Just a dream spot here for Trey and DeJounte Murray. Pace wise, individually, I'm not too sure, but I do like Trey. I do like DeJounte Murray. And I like John Collins and I like Okongwu. These guys are going to play all the 5 minutes. It's a good spot going up against Sacramento. I don't think their price moved enough. So I really like the starting four here for Atlanta. DeAndre Hunter, no thank you. Do not play Jalen Johnson with DeAndre Hunter back. He will DNP. And so yeah, it's just these starting four guys for me I think look really good. And then Sabonis, I mean, this guy is basically a lock for like 50 fantasy points. It's a good spot. He should absolutely abuse a Kongwu. So yeah, like Sabonis, I think Fox is completely fine tournament play. Barnes, okay option. Keegan, okay option. But mainly the top two guys. I do like Herter at 5.3K, but mainly the top two guys. So I hope this helped you guys out. I hope you guys had a good day today, and I will talk to y'all tomorrow.